I know we're like super late to the game, but we finally got a Blackstone grill, and I'm gonna share with you my first meal made on it and some tips that we learned. Okay, our first Blackstone experience. My husband has seasoned the grill. I have my avocado oil and water ready. I have all of our accessories that we purchased cleaned and ready to take out, including the pan. I'm making these inside, or maybe my husband will, while I'm gonna grill steak. I have this marinating. I can link the recipe to this marinade below, but I have steak marinating, and then I have all my fresh veggies. I have a sweet onion, 3 carrots, 2 broccoli crowns, and then about a 1/3 pound of the sugar peas and 1 can of mini corn. So we're gonna toss this, fry it in oil, maybe use a little steamy action, break in the Blackstone. Pretty simple because I make this a lot. I make meats a lot, but I always do it inside, but I feel very familiar with making these. And then we'll, up our game a little bit. But we're excited to break in the Blackstone, and we'll use these as toppers for the momofuku noodles. Next time, maybe we'll get a little fancy and mix it all on the Blackstone, but we're not pushing the boundaries today. So we are out here at our Blackstone for the very first time, busting in all of our tools. I'm gonna get the oil. My husband did heat this up for me, so it's been going a while. We're gonna get the oil going for my veggies. Now that we're started, I'm gonna share with you just some tips. First of all, I didn't make a meal that was totally foreign to me. I stir fry veggies all the time. I fry up steak. I just normally do it inside, and doing it on the Blackstone wasn't a total learning curve because I was familiar with the food, so that's why it worked well. I will link the recipe to the steak below. I also ended up taking pre-cooked shredded chicken and adding it to the same marinade. I just poured some of it from the steak bowl and threw that on last minute, so the chicken was already cooked and shredded. I just decided to add another protein when I saw how much of my marinade I had left. First thing you want to do is preheat the griddle. That way it's nice and toasty when you get started. And then I took avocado oil, which is my oil of choice. It has a really high heat point and it's a very neutral taste and it's a clean oil. I took that and I squirted it. I have a little squirt bottle, a great accessory. And then you take a spatula and kind of thin it out so you get a really nice thin hot coat of oil on your griddle. For the veggies, I took fresh veggies and I added them right onto the oil, and it gave it a really nice satisfying sizzle. And then as they started cooking, I just tossed them periodically. I didn't measure soy sauce. I didn't measure my garlic. I didn't measure my salt or my pepper. I just kept adding it until, it smelled right, essentially. And I'd add a little bit of soy sauce. I'd add a little bit of water, deglaze, and it came out really well. It had the perfect amount of cook and crunch and char. It was super delicious. I loved the veggies. Now, I wasn't sure how the egg rolls would go. I had a nice coating of the avocado oil, and I just placed the refrigerated chicken egg rolls right from ALDI right on the oil, and then I covered them with a lid, and as they were cooking I would turn them a little bit just to get a nice rotation. And again, I got a nice crisp on all the sides. That actually turned out really good and they tasted amazing at the end. I didn't know if that would turn out, but they were great. And then finally we had the steak. So I put a little bit more oil down and I added my marinade and steak. Some of the marinade steam had to steam off a little bit, and then I cooked it. We like it well done, but I made it a little on the tough side, and I would cook it slightly less next time. The heat was very high, and although it tasted really good, I love that marinade. I would definitely make it again, and we had no problem eating all the steak. I cooked it a little too long, but I had a lot of fun just kind of tossing the steak, scraping it up, getting the little grizzle bits. We have the 36-inch griddle, and the thing that I love is I had room for my veggies, the egg rolls, the steak, and the chicken. And here's the even better part. All of the splatter and sizzle was outside, not in my kitchen. That is literally the best part. As everything was cooked, I brought it inside, and then we had the momofuku noodles that we cooked inside. On the side, we could do this with rice. We could do this with cauliflower rice. I could even mix it out there on the griddle once everything's cooked. But since we have vegetarians and some of us that eat meat and some that don't, I didn't get into any of that on the Blackstone. But this was a really good first trial, and I absolutely feel like I'm gonna be addicted to cooking on my Blackstone this summer. If you cook on a Blackstone, I would love for you to tell me in the comments what I need to try next, especially if you have a recipe that you want to link to. I'm having fun exploring, and I'm excited to share with you more in the future. Now that you saw an easy dinner, if you want to see a super simple dessert, you can check out this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao down and ciao.